First
I feel
question:
like this
do
is
you
gonna be a
think
dirty
hate speech
fight,
is free speech, Gibbs?
Do I think hate speech
Do you
is
believe
free
hate
speech?
speech is free speech?
Yeah, I would argue that hate speech generally would be considered free speech. However,
Of course,
what's
slurs,
interesting?
attacks on minorities, horrible
Yeah,
language.
well,
no
hold
matter
on,
how
hold on,
terrible
hold
it
on.
is.
All right, there we go. What are we going to debate, gentlemen?
Gibbs challenged me, so I'm
sure.
here.
I was
I'm
gonna say,
ready.
why don't you pick? You pick. I'm down. I'll do whatever you want. You got anything you want to talk about?
Gibbs, we've talked for hours. I don't know what I would throw at
Yeah,
you to talk
let's
to you
do.
about.
What about censorship? You have any thoughts on that? Is Trump too censorship compared to the others, or no?
Is Trump too censorship? I could debate, is Trump anti-free speech? I could debate that. That could be interesting.
Is Trump anti-free speech? Okay, we can do that.
Sure.
Unless you got something else that would be better.
I'm kidding.
You'll do pro-Trump? All right, cool. I'll do anti, whatever. We can do the opposite. That'd be fun.
That could be fun though. But of course I could defend the other position better. Whatever you want. Whatever the host wants.
I'll let you. Hey, I'm going to let you guys roll. If it is fun sometimes to see people flip sides, and we actually used to have that as a when we had the menu, that was a chat move. The chat could force you to take the position that you would normally take. But I'm good with whatever.
We do it if they haven't donated money for it. If they're supposed to give you money and they haven't given you money, right? We'll give you 10 seconds to donate if you want to see us flip. Yeah, give you 10 seconds to put the money down.
Yeah. All it is, it's a couple of clicks of the buttons. That's all it is.
So there's a 1 minute intro, and then there's a 5-minute open?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 1 minute each, and then 5-minute open.
Okay.
Yeah. Are we doing the free speech one, or do we want to do something else?
I can do that. I'll do whatever. I'm comfortable. I'm fine with whatever.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. We can go with that. That's good. Trump bad for free speech. Right. All right.
You want to go first, Gibbs?
So I guess is Trump good for free speech? I'll go first.
Go.
All right. I got one super chat here. $2 came in from Box. 10 seconds. I don't know what that's in reference. That means that we're supposed to flip for the $2, but $2 is not sufficient. Okay. You just start talking when you're ready. Yeah, so Trump is actually good for free speech compared to some other people. We've seen the evil Obama and Biden administrations sit here and come in, and we've just had the House Judiciary Committee release tons of documents showing how they pressured Google, Facebook, Twitter, all these different organizations, not even just social media, but search engines from hiding results. Some of these results that ended up being true. That's about as anti-free speech as get. Trump, the most that people can say he's done is he had the FCC chair say something in the interview. We have no evidence they've actually shut anything down. They've handled lawsuits, but it's been civilly so far. We haven't seen anything, whatever. And long story short, half the time these lawsuits Trump has filed, he's won. And we keep seeing Trump win in the Supreme Court for everything. So yeah, I don't think there's any evidence so far that Trump is bad for free speech other than, leftist memes. Okay. That was good. That was good timing. Ready when you are, Dylan.
Sure. So the most recent example would be Brendan Carr saying we can do this the easy way or the hard way about Jimmy's show, and that was an attack on the First Amendment. But my position isn't that Trump has attacked the First Amendment. My position is Trump can never live with the First Amendment. He didn't just attack them when it comes to the FCC. He's gone after the broadcasting licenses of major news companies, threatening to pull them if they don't improve their coverage of him. And when he says improve the coverage of him, what does he say? Well, he cites his 97% study. 97% of the time, they're so mean to me. They bully me all the time. It's so mean. The president should not be whining about being bullied by a TV show. He's the president of the United States. I saw Obama stab a baby outside the White House when I was a kid, people protesting, calling him an aborter-in-chief, instead of, for example, removing statues in the middle of the night that permits exist for with no forewarning, as happened with the Jeffrey Epstein Trump statue. That's not even to talk about his frivolous lawsuits, including the one where he sued a news organization $1 billion because they weren't mean enough to Kamala Harris in an interview. Man, you got into that one. Yeah, I did. That was all right. You guys, I got 5 minutes on the clock. First question:
like
do you think hate speech is free speech, Gibbs?
Do I think hate speech is free
hate
speech?
speech is free speech?
Yeah, I would argue that hate speech generally would be considered free speech. However,
Of course,
what's
slurs,
interesting,
attacks on minorities, horrible language.
yeah, well, hold
no
on,
matter how
hold on,
terrible
hold on.
it is connected.
It's
to
really
free
interesting,
speech. So
though,
when
in
Pam
your
Bondi,
opening here,
Trump's top legal official, goes out there after Charlie Kirk's assassination, says hate speech isn't free speech. The admin is not just Trump; it's the people
you
around
brought up
him.
something interesting,
And
though, Dylan. You brought up something.
I never heard Biden say hate speech
I
is
want
free
to give
speech.
you.
I never heard Obama
I want to give you.
say it.
I want to give you credit. I want to give you
that were actually president saying it.
Well,
Was Trump's
hold on,
admin
Dylan.
that did it.
Hold on. I want to give you credit. In your opening, you brought up something very interesting. You brought up Trump taking down a statue they had a permit for with no forewarning. I would argue, yeah, maybe that could be considered that, right? However, we've seen Obama, Biden take down about 1 million statues with forewarning, and they said there's nothing you can do about it, despite people protesting the other day. He renamed bases just because they had a Confederate connotation, even if these generals served afterwards, like Fort Bragg. I mean, Fort Hood. I'm just saying it does have a lot to do because these people. You just hold on. Well, then okay, then their statue point has nothing to do with this because you brought the statue point and you're sitting here bitching about it. I'm just saying this is something Obama and Biden both did. We can also look at, like I said, you also didn't dispute. You also didn't dispute that these.
Agree with it, but they went through the process.
Hold on, you didn't dispute. You didn't dispute my point in my opening about all the social media, all the Google searches being shut down. You didn't even dispute that, so that flows across. What's crazy is
I said Donald Trump.
I'm just saying Trump didn't do any of this. All Trump has done. Well, we don't have any evidence. The only evidence we have. The only evidence you have is one statue.
Dealt with those crazy
so it's one thing or another. Either taking statues down is anti-free speech, or it's not. And when we have Trump taking down one statue, one example in the mall, we took down one statue versus Obama taking down 50 statues, renaming military bases. This is bad. This is not good. That's more egregious free speech damage. And Trump only took down one statue. And you wrote the FCC. They didn't even actually do this. All the FCC chairs said, but you do this the easy way and the hard way. And then Kimmel was back in a week. Kimmel's not even gone. Kimmel's back in a week. So it doesn't look like he actually did anything. He came back in a week.
I didn't say Trump was smart. I just said he was against the First Amendment.
So then I guess he didn't actually enforce it. So therefore he's fine on free speech.
That has nothing. What the fuck does that?
Are you arguing that the bully pulpit is not a thing of the president? Hold on. Well, you know that the bully pulpit's a thing they use.
If I'm your boss and I come to you and I say, Gibbs, brother, you good man, we can do this the easy way or the hard way when it comes to your good friend Jimmy, right? What does that mean? Let's not be stupid, okay? We live through the age of the mafiosos.
There's no questions until there's some action taken.
And it wasn't even coded. It was directly on Benny Johnson's podcast.
Well, you do the easy way or the hard way. Listen, nothing was done. There's no way taken. Jimmy's back. Hold on. If this is your only argument, Jimmy's already returned. I can point to at least 15, 20 statues and military bases that have been renamed under other people. We can't point to any of those under Trump.
Off TV for life. It's bullshit.
The only thing you brought up is one statue. Hold on. You've only brought up one statue. And it was, hold on. What's crazy is we've seen some of this evidence come out about the COVID vaccines and other things come out as true, and they shut that conversation down completely. And then your argument is Trump took down one.
You're not even defending Trump. You're just attacking Biden.
I'm doing both. I'm defending. He didn't do it.
Debate about Biden or Obama.
Well, it's not. I'm just comparing what free speech egregious actions are. Trump hasn't done any of these things. Y'all's argument is the FCC head said some bad mean things. He didn't actually implement anything. Jimmy's already back. Okay, so if that's anti-free speech, then it's fine.
He never said you had to take it down. He suggested.
So he never said you had to take it down. Then he's fine on free speech.
Information about Hunter Biden, which did go against Twitter TOS.
Well, wait. So he actually never took him down himself, so then that's fine. He didn't actually.
So if your standard is
well, then he's totally fine. You're giving me the game here.
Forced them to take it down. Fine. Biden never said you have to take it down or we'll arrest you.
He said you have to take the statues down, and he had officials calling Facebook, Google him, and taking official action.
That you're going to be writing in Biden 2028, Gibbs. That's very nice. It's good to hear that you're joining the resistance. Good to know you're a wine mom in power.
Yes, I'm a Karen. I definitely believe in not taking statues down and not renaming military bases because of hurt feelings.
Trump keeps winning these cases. Name one slander case he's brought against these news organizations that he won. One.
I don't follow the slander cases. I do follow all those other policy cases.
All the cases that don't have to do with free speech. Interesting. Interesting.
Hey, listen. Leave it over there. That was good.
That was
good.
well done.
That was fun.
You guys got a free show. I'm telling you.
It's like Spurred Fest stuff.
He's my favorite person to go against. Honestly, I love talking.
It was great. I mean, honestly, it was really good because, like, you guys went at each other. Even when you were talking over each other, you weren't really that bad. I mean,
and you know another thing about Dylan, he puts his money where his mouth is. This guy is actually going and fighting for his beliefs. He's over here in Ukraine all the time. I love it. It's good stuff. We need more Dylans and less of other people.
Thank you. We'll engage with anybody. I always appreciated that about Gibbs.
Remute, we can still hear you.
Why?
When you come back from the back room and the mute,
you have to remute yourself.
Sorry. Okay, that explains a lot. I was like, bro, I swear to God, I checked.
Why are you hearing me? Oh, that's so funny. We did have some questions about your conditioner, Dylan.
Shampoo, conditioner, but you got to remember when you dry your hair, most people go like this with a towel. That's crazy. You're destroying your hair. Pat your hair or use microfiber. There you go.
Microfiber. All right.
It's the frizzy-ants.
Okay. All right. I like it. I'm not normally a hair care channel, but it was asked. It was, it's a fair question. So, yeah.
Thank you. I've really been needing that. I was told all topics are welcome.
Yeah. I don't discriminate against topics. That's so.
It was topical.
Freaking Guam.
All right, Anson, score this for me, would you?
Yeah, so I was very disgusted by the performance of both of you. Well, actually, I'm going to say all three of you because there was so much talking over. I deducted 3 points for the moderator because that sucked so much. So I actually scored you both evenly since the talking over and the points just sort of melded together. I couldn't hear a cohesive argument really between the two of you because you didn't really sit down and like present something. It was just like a spurred fest. So I just went with who annoyed me with the talking over the least, and that was Dylan. So he won.
Low bar. It's a low bar. All right. By the way, they didn't talk over each other that much. I mean, I expected much, much worse, in fairness. Go ahead, Tyler.
So I got about a minute of garbles from them talking over each other where neither of them got a point. I was trying really hard to focus one in and out, but I couldn't get either. And you guys were just both bad. I agree. Maybe at some point someone should have said, "Hey guys, one at a time." But it is what it is. We're here now. So Gibbs opened up with Trump is good on speech. Blah blah blah. Went into immediately Biden stuff that they're getting out right now. Use this as he said later, this is showing you juxtaposition of actual bad things that happen on speech. And, Trump hasn't done these specific things, but like Dylan refuted that with, that's not the only bad things you can do. And it was completely unanswered on his opening statement about Trump going after media companies and threatening them through license and merger agreements to do kind of what he wants. And Gibbs, when he asked you about a lawsuit that Trump had won, you could say, well, he hasn't had to win one because they've just been throwing them out. But, that he could hit you with the merger point again as well. But you going after Trump, though you stuck to your prompt, or though you stuck to your intro was slightly off what the prompt was because you went after Biden and didn't really tell me Trump stuff. Dylan was more on message, and I felt like he just kept meeting you in every battle where you wanted to go. Even though you won the smaller battles, you won the FCC battle, I feel like, in there. That whole statue argument made complete waste of time because he invalidated it. I don't like comparison policing unless there's a good reason. There was a damn good reason. They had a permit to put a statue down, whereas the statues you're talking about were all under government control. And when he said that, I was like, damn, he just clapped you put a minute and a half into that fucking argument. So I gave it to Dylan just because he stuck to the prompt a little better, stuck to his points a little better, and then kind of clapped it home with one or two good dunks.
All right, Cleaner, your evaluation.
Yeah, I think they were going tit for tat really well. I would say that overall Dylan had this a little bit more, and I think that's more due to Gibbs' style. Gibbs' style is like, this is my point, and here's the 5 billion things that make that 1 point valid. And Dylan's style is, here's my 3 points to refute one of them, motherfucker. And so it was like, it was a clash. It was a real clash there, but it wasn't tit for tat, point for point. And so that's why I'm saying, I think Dylan got it.
Okay.
I agree. He won.
The cool thing about when Dylan was over talking or attempting to overtalk Gibbs is he was actually trying to do a Trump voice when he was doing it. That made it even better. That
Bring him confidence.
So, all right. Well,
you can't lose a point if nobody knows what's being said.
Well, that's also perfect because now I can leave to go salsa dancing. So thank you so much.
You can definitely lose a point.
Hey, I just want to say for the record, Gibbs would out salsa dance me on any day of the week. And if this was a salsa dancing competition, I would lose hands down.
He's that's where he's going right now.
Thank you so much.
All right, thanks, Gibbs. We'll talk tomorrow, buddy. I appreciate your time tonight. Thank you.
Hopefully someone resurrects him. Come on.
Awesome. Wait,
Get
would it be
debaters.
possible? I know I've only been here for like 40 minutes or something, but it's 7 a.m. here in Kiev.
You can bail. That's totally
I'd like to bail a little bit. I wanted to make sure I participated, but I was told people dropped in. You got Abe Lincoln in here. You got Indian Jesus. You got characters I've never seen before. So I got to give you credit, but you've got enough.
Kinetic
I think you got
Cal.
enough star power
Okay.
here. Abe Lincoln is a lot more famous than I am.
Yeah, him and Zelensky are both fascists, though, so you probably like them.
Yeah, you figured it out.
Dylan just walks in here, he beats somebody really good at debate, and then he leaves. That's all he does.
That's style points. You got to give him the style points.
You got to drop. Sorry, I can't drop
and
this.
the whole
mic.
time
I
he
can
was-
only do this. Okay, see you all later.
Awesome.
Have a good one.